with Joe Barry taking over the defense, I just kind of was wondering what your first impressions were and kind of getting to know his system a little bit and just how he's been with you guys those last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. Just me learning the defense. There's a lot of familiarity with me and his system. A lot of different terminology that he uses and different concepts. So I feel like it's going to translate well onto the field.
Just a reminder, if you guys got questions, raise your hands. We'll have Wes go again.
And being able to keep Jerry with you, Adrian, how important do you think that was after what he built last year, as your position coach, to be able to still be in that room now going into 2021?
Yeah, he brings a lot to the room, brings a lot with his knowledge of football. Just, from him, have played it at a high level to coach it at a high level. He just brings a lot. And just to keep the same, that's basically with every position, everybody's keeping their same, guy in there in their position room. So anytime you get another year with with the guys that, you speak the same language, you learning, if it's something new you're learning it new at the same time. And, we know how each other, thinks with having a year under our belts.
For media joining the call from the other one, please raise your hands if you guys got questions. Wes, you can go again.
And then also with, Eric Stokes coming into that room now too, what you thought of just looking at him so far and obviously a pretty fast kid coming out of Georgia?
Yeah, he's coming in. He's receptive to to learning. He's been out there. It's a limited sample size of actually seeing him play, but if he continue to learn and grow, within our secondary, I feel like he'll be fine.
Hey, Adrian, I was just curious, with everything that's been going on this off season, what's your perspective on everything that's been going on with Aaron Rodgers? But more importantly, how do you guys keep a good locker room feel? Because you guys have that brotherhood. How do you make sure to not let the outside noise consume the locker room, so to speak?
I mean, it's everybody has to focus on themselves as far as getting ready to play. Because regardless of what happens, we gotta go out there and the show goes on. So everybody has their personal situations, and you support everybody's personal situations. But like I said, I'm getting paid to go out there and perform. So regardless of what's going on around me, I'm being judged by what I do.
Matt Schneidman.
Adrian, I could be mistaken because your tweet last night could have been about Melo, because I know the Blazers game was going on. Would you like to explain that? I understand if you don't want to, but would you like to elaborate on kind of what that meant? Because I know it obviously came around the same time as when Aaron talked on TV.
I mean, what I said, my tweet can apply to a lot of things. I actually, I say that because I'm a quiet person myself. So, I say, sometimes you gotta let people know. Because people take you for granted when you're quiet. So, that can apply to a lot of things. So I'll leave it at that.
Mike Spofford.
Hey, Adrian. Sorry if you already addressed this before we kind of lost you, but just wondering from a general perspective, how significant of a transition do you think this is going to be to Joe Barry's defense, or do you think it's not really going to be that big of a deal?
Say again. You talking about how is the transition going to go between the two divisions?
And just how big of a transition do you think it's really going to be in the end?
Not that big of a transition. I know me personally, I'm familiar with a lot of things that he does. And there's a lot of carryover between what we did last year and this year. There may be some differences in how plays are called, or certain concepts and things like that. But at the end of the day, football is football. That we got this. We've been having a good off season as far as what's it called? The Zoom calls and everything like that. So just getting it down pat, getting the fundamentals down pat. And then when you got the guys, I feel like we got the guys. It don't matter what we call out there.
Jason Willie.
Hey, Adrian, thanks for doing this. You always seem to volunteer, and we appreciate you being willing to do it. To clarify, before I ask my question, so did you see Aaron on SportsCenter last night?
No, I didn't watch it. I mean, but obviously I see, different stuff on Twitter, but I didn't watch it. So I don't really
Okay.
know.
All right. So
Exactly what said.
all right. Well, so the reason I ask is, so he basically said, I love the coaching staff. I love my teammates. I love the fans. Even said he loves Jordan Love. I'm just wondering, for you as his teammate, does that create any encouragement for you? I mean, he was very clear about all the guys that he does love around here, and I'm sure you're one of them. Does that, I know you got to concentrate on what you can control, but does that give you some hope that maybe you'll get your guy back?
Man, I mean, I don't know if I'm the right person to answer that question, because I really don't worry about none of that. Like what's said on TV, what's said in the media, what's going on. Unless I'm hearing something from him personally, he telling me something, like I really don't pay much attention to it. A lot of stuff is funny to me, for real. But like I said, when it comes to doing my job, I come to work, and like I said, I have to be prepared to to play ball. Regardless of who in here playing quarterback or anything like that. So that's really what I'm focused on this offseason is trying to be better than I was last year.
Stacey Dales.
Hey, Adrian, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
First of all, I love your Twitter, so thank you for indulging all of us. 2 questions for you. Number 1, could you ever have envisioned this incredible franchise with your future first ballot Hall of Fame quarter coming to this point? Could you have ever seen this happening as it is?
You've seen things like that in the past. It's always going to be, with somebody's, somebody as great as, he is as a quarterback, and then you have a franchise, and then everybody has to be able to do their jobs. And then sometimes, that collides. So, like I said, I'm not too, worried about it. Things like this happen. I follow it. I'm not saying I just, shut it out completely. I follow it, but it's one of the least of my worries right now.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he'll be back as a Packer?
Yeah. I mean, yes. I haven't heard him say anything other than that.
Mm-hmm.
I expect him to be. But like I said, I'm not going to go home and cry if something else happens. I'm just playing it day by day. But of course, you want the one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterback ever on your team. You want him out here, but everybody has to go about their business, and I'm not going to knock anybody for getting what they feel like they deserve.
Right. And very lastly, if you were to sit me down and explain the philosophy of Joe Barry's offense and teach it to me, what would you teach me?
As far as defense, it's we want to disguise, we want to be aggressive. The things that he's harping on is details. Getting to the ball, being great with fundamentals. That's what we have to be great in sound fundamentals, communication, all that. All those little things that make a great defense. With those day one things, as far as fundamentals and techniques.
You rock. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Steve McGargy.
Thanks. I was just wondering, with the Players Association's recommendations regarding OTAs and stuff, what made you decide to participate this week and come out here? And was it a difficult decision for you at all?
No, it wasn't difficult. I have a workout bonus.
It's just as simple as that now. Okay.
Yeah.
Jason Willie.
I usually go.
Appreciate your honesty, Adrian. Hey, a lot of guys on this team have come up on this team the whole time. They haven't played anywhere else. I'm not looking to dump on other players on other teams, but there is a difference between playing with a 3-time MVP and what you went through in Chicago as Mitch was learning the position and growing. How different is it when you're playing with a guy that's not established as your quarterback? And how can you guys on defense maybe help his development by challenging him in practice and hopefully making him better, I'm sure?
Well, yeah, I mean, we talking about, throughout my career, I've had, about 6 or 7 quarterbacks over my time at in Chicago,
Right.
coming here. But I carry over that same mindset that we're not relying on who's on offense. And I know that's something that I try to, consistently say and consistently believe that, if we lose, it's on us because, the defense has to be, we have to rely on the defense. Offense not going to always click in 100%. And that's how we take it. So that's why I say if everybody focus on themselves, I have to focus on me, what I can do, and what the defense is doing. And not, we can't worry about what's going on the other side. Because you never know that injuries happen, things like this, whether, y'all think he's gone or staying or whatever, stuff like that. Regardless, we got to be great on defense. They're not going to, cancel all the games, because we don't have the 3-time MVP at quarterback.
So can you, I'm sorry, Jackson. So how can you guys on defense help Jordan, by giving him challenging looks when you go ones versus ones? I mean, are there ways you guys can help make him better with the limited experience he has at this point?
We don't go out there to, we're like, oh yeah, we're going out there to try to make Jordan better. We're going out there to make us better. We're going out there to dominate. And then, from that, the offense will get better because we're out there, trying to dominate. So we have to go out there and do our job each and every day. Like I said, we're not concerned about, I can't speak for everybody, but I feel as though our mindset shouldn't be about who's on the other side. It should be all about, especially right now, early in the off season, when we try and get ourselves right, is for us to make sure we clicking on all cylinders. So it doesn't matter. Our mindset should be, if we keep them under 14, we're good.